This item stops the cap on this item's heal kicks in at 5,142 HP. AKA, not very far. I am not even a tank. Granted, I'm 64, but I'm only wearing ARR gear. But I have significantly more than that already. This is... yeah, that's the only thing I have that's really over 130. Still down at 100. We could upgrade that, but... ah, there you are. I've been doing some investigating of my own since we last parted. I believe I found our Lapis Maiden. The girl's name is Arabella, daughter of one Master Guguremu, a prominent member of the East Aldernot Trading Company. Her eyes and hair are a most exceptional shade of blue. Her beauty is the talk of the Sultanate. Her purported beauty, I should say. You see, none have actually seen the girl in the flesh. Apparently her father is the overprotective sort. Some say that the maid has never set foot outside the family's well-guarded estate. But all this is about to change. Rumor has it that the girl is to be wed, and not just anyone, mind you, to the heir of the Bruguiere Consortium. A formal announcement is set to be made at the commemorative feast, to be jointly hosted by the two family businesses. The venue is Costa del Sol, where preparations are going on as we speak. Word on the street is that the bride-to-be will be making a rare public appearance. It is here that the thief intends to strike. Couldn't be more certain of it. Piqued your interest, have I? Sources tell me that the bride's father is already in Costa del Sol, overseeing preparations. This is one scoop I'm not going to miss. You're welcome to come along. Translation: get your butt to Costa del Sol. Don't know that I wish they moved quite that fast, but faster would certainly be nice. I think you'd have to be running full sprint all the time to keep up with them, and that would be a little bit of a problem for an escort quest. You're not one of my associates. This banquet is for invited guests only. Business here. Be on your way at once. Beg pardon, good sir. My name is Ellie, reporter for the Mithril Eye. If I might just have a moment of your... ah, yes, the two-gill sensationalist rag. I read your tiresome screed about the self-styled phantom thief in this letter of challenge. You've come to tell me my daughter is in danger. I can assure you that your concern is entirely unwarranted. I have not kept my Arabella safe to this day to see her whisked away from me by some fly-by-night rogue. I have spared no expense in securing the best protection that money can buy. Yep, they look trustworthy. Brass blades of the Gerbera, an elite unit of the most lethal swordsmen in the Sultanate. They say one of them once caused a man's heart to burst just by looking at him askance. The moment they set eyes on the would-be thief will be his last. If the thief is obliging enough to allow himself to be seen, or do those goggles serve some purpose other than making the wearer look utterly ridiculous? Insulting Inspector Briardian, your reputation precedes you. And what, pray tell, would you propose? Promise of the wealthiest men in the realm that my daughter will be attending the festivities. To renege on my word would have dire implications for the family trade. My proposal is a simple one. Trust the investigation to me. The thief will be in shackles before the banquet commences, and it will cost you not a whit of your precious skill. Very well. Let us see if your reputation is deserved. But consider yourself warned. Greater fortunes than you will ever know hinge upon this banquet. I will not tolerate any disturbances. Such touching concern for his coinverse. If only he could muster the same for his daughter. But do tell, Inspector. After he slipped under our noses the last time, what makes you so confident you can catch our thief this time around? A man may boast 1,000 faces, but he has yet but a single modus operandi, and it is painfully obvious. A letter of challenge. Precious treasure whisked away from its rightful owner in the broad light of day. This tells me that our thief is an attention seeker with supreme confidence in his abilities. Doubtless he means to target the maiden using the same methods he used to abscond with the treaty blade. Even now the fiend is in our midst. Having assumed the identity of someone who will be in close proximity to Miss Arabella at the feast. I've already narrowed the field. Arabella's betrothed, Vons, would be an obvious target for our thief. So too would be his father, Morgaunt. Noto Noto and his wife Sainana, the guests of honor, will give a toast to the couple's happiness. Both will be standing close to the stage where the bride-to-be is set to appear. Needless to say, we cannot rule out Guguremu himself. Gegeruju Guguremu. Finally, we have Leeuwenhart, as steward of Guguremu's estate and Miss Arabella's personal attendant. All the key players, save for the Lapis Maiden himself, is assembled in Costa del Sol. Doubtless the Phantom Thief lurks among them, his face concealed, gathering information and planning his course of attack. Are there four? There were three, there's four. We'll begin our questioning of the suspects immediately. Should you encounter any suspicious individuals, you are to report back to me at once. Found one. Hildibrand Manderville. I could smell the stench of idiocy and incompetence from a mile away. Pleasure is all mine, contriving Inspector Briarden. Forgive me for not revealing myself sooner. I was simply conducting a bit of preliminary undercover investigative work. Yet to see through my ingenious disguise with such ease. Yes, I dare say your powers of observation rival even my own. Fear not, friends. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have arrived to defend the maiden's honor as only a Manderville man can. Oh, is he the fourth one? Well, he's got a new outfit and a fish hat. He does realize there's still a fish on his head, doesn't he? Good, Inspector. I realize we have not seen eye to monocle in the past, but a fair maiden's virtue, mayhap her very life, is at stake. From one gentleman to another, let us put aside our differences. Yes, I would welcome your assistance in this case. Okay, I just need to do something real quickly so you guys can see this. Okay, Nashu. You okay there? Me? Assist you? Aren't you a funny man? No, it makes no matter. My plan is so flawless that even your bungling cannot... Not even your bungling can interfere this time. If you wish to assist me, you may do so by keeping watch over the suspects. In the meantime, I have a promising lead to investigate. I shall return before the banquet begins. While I know this may be asking much, try not to do anything stupid in my absence, will you? I would speak with you, but not here. I'll be waiting for you outside Coastal Losol. Come quickly, for we do not have the luxury of time. I just flew right over it. I expected him to be further out of town. Come. Excellent. With that buffoon suitably distracted, we can get to more important matters. But before we proceed, what might I call you? An unremarkable name, but it will suffice. Wow. Asshole. Answer me this, Archon. You were there when the Phantom Thief, in the guise of Lady Dorilda, stole off with a treaty blade. Is there anything about our foe's disguise that struck you as particularly noteworthy? That is for me to know. Keep your observations to yourself. You have none of import. Either way, I can respect a man who would listen instead of speak. There are two aspects of the Phantom Thief's costume that drew my interest. First, the utter perfection of the physical disguise. Thorough inspection of the mask left behind at the seat revealed a tiny prism sewn into the fabric. It is this stone that allows him to change appearances at will. This, however, was a secondary concern to me. From movements to mannerisms to that utterly obnoxious personality, the thief did not merely look like Lady Dorilda, he was her. Such a feat could not be accomplished by magical trickery alone. Dealing with a clever and thorough criminal. Not content to rely on his ample powers of disguise, he studies his targets closely before assuming their identities. Emulates them utterly and completely, that not even their closest friends or family could detect that aught is amiss. All the key players arrived at Coastal Losol 3 days ago, when preparations for the banquet began. This would afford our thief more than enough time to study his would-be target. And yet, some disguises are more challenging than others. Put yourself in the mind of our Phantom Archon. If you were the thief, whose identity would you first assume? But the guests are well acquainted with each other. One misstep and the thief's cover would be blown. No, there is a more logical first target, one that would afford him the opportunity to gather the information he needs, and at less risk. Yes, one of the grass blades of Gerbera. Strong in number, few of words, able to come and go as they please. A fearsome reputation to scare away any who would draw near enough to realize something was amiss. An ideal entry into Coastal Losol for our man. Deducing as much, I made a point to question brass blades in the area. Little to my surprise, there was one man who had not been seen at his favorite house for 3 days past. Our thief has not made a habit of wanton murder. Doubtless the poor man is lying naked in a ditch not far from here. In addition to general security duties, each of the blades has been assigned to serve as bodyguard for one or more of the guests. If the man can tell us of his assigned charge, like as not, his answer will reveal the current identity of the thief. The thief would not have had the time to carry the unconscious man far. He'll canvass the immediate area. You begin your search on the outskirts of Coastal del Sol. But Hildy... So the Hildibrand quest, why are we hanging out with Briardian? He's not Hildy. Found him. Excellent. You're one of the less incompetent assistants I've worked with. Thank the gods. Please, free me from these chains before the snippers eat me alive. There. Now, tell me all that you can remember about what happened to you. Try to be brief. Just arrived in Coastal del Sol. Had a briefing of sorts. Master Guguremu gave us each our orders. We'd be looking after and the like. I had in mind to tour the area, get my bearings. Next thing I knew, I felt a thwack on the back of my head. When I came to, there I was, stripped to my skivvies. To the chagrin of us who have to look at you. You say you received orders from Master Guguremu? Who was to be your charge? Memory's hazy, but... One was Morgan, father of the Grim. The other was a Lalafell gent from Limsa. Donaldo. Try your best to remember. Were there any other guests with whom you were ordered to interact? Come to think of it, yes. There was also the steward, Lewenhart. It was to review with him the schedule of events, discuss the protection of key supplies, that sort of thing. Morgan, Yoltonoto, and Lewenhart. Thank you. For an incompetent fool, your testimony has proved astonishingly enlightening. I shall see this man back to the city and into the possession of some new clothes, after which I shall return to Coastal del Sol to continue the investigation. Go on ahead of me, and for the love of God, just make sure that imbecile doesn't cause too much trouble in my absence. Hello, giant crab. Don't worry, it's not lupus. Ah, there you are, friend. And not a moment too soon, for I was about to commence my investigation in earnest. Tell me, did you and your Inspector Briarden's avenue of inquiry bear fruit? Morgant, Yoltonoto, and the steward Lewenhart, you say? This does not surprise me. Yes, I had considered them all exceptionally suspicious from the start. With the Lapis Maiden in danger, we cannot afford a moment's delay. I, Hildibrand, shall have our thief in shackles before the Inspector returns. Fear not, friend, the Inspector shall be none the wiser. Ha ha! If he had hoped to nab the fiend for himself, he should not have simplified the task for me so. Ah, there is one of your suspects standing suspiciously under the canopy over there. Just you wait, fiend. I shall rip the mask from your face and reveal you for the rogue that you are. This is only gonna go poorly. Hildy, what are you doing? I definitely thought I was high enough. far forward enough, I guess. Stand back, friend! The man we pursue is a criminal mastermind. The mere slip of the tongue could put our case, nigh our very lives, in danger. But have no fear, Miss Ellie. Ready your quill, that you might record my every word as I employ the time-honored art of parley, handed down from Mandeville men of ages past, to reveal our foe. I can think of few topics that would interest my readers less than your blatherings. Just catch the thief so I can have my story, would you? Don't worry, Inspector. I brought my quill and journal, too. Your adoring fans won't miss a word. Capital! This is why you're my favorite assistant, Nashu. Now behold as I ensnare our prey with a web of words leading to his inevitable demise. Good morning, Master Guguremu. And a fine morning it must be for you most of all. Allow me to offer my heartfelt congratulations on your betrothal to the enchanting Miss Arabella. Is this nonsense? Arabella is my daughter. You just who in the seven hells are you anyway? Guards! Guards! How old you chocobos, Guguremu? I recognize the lad. This is Hildibrand, Ancient of Inquiry and Inspector Extraordinaire. Come to save the lovely lass from the clutches of the Phantom Thief, have you? I reckon we owe the man our gratitude. Eh, Vance? Phantom Thief. Balderdash and rot, if you ask me. That said, my betrothed must be quite the beauty indeed to have such rumors told about her. Perhaps she's worthy of me after all. Exudes his unusual degree of confidence for such an effete. Fashion-challenged youth. Most suspicious. He's a damn sight easier on the eyes than you. That's me, Vance. Ever calm in the face of danger. Truly his father's son. Worthy heir to the Brugair Consortium and a worthy match for my daughter, I must say. Yes, I foresee many years of prosperity for our families. Or family, I should say. Ho ho! Which reminds me, Master Vance, Arabella asked me to convey her gratitude to you for the golden clasp you sent some months ago. It has not left her neck since the day. Oh, that little trinket. It was nothing. Tell your daughter the greatest treasures in the realm will be hers once we are wed. The time-honored Mandeville art of parley. You'd be sleeping with the fishes now had Morgant not spoke up on your behalf. That said, nothing about the interactions between the two struck me as particularly unnatural. Ha ha ha! Let us not rush to conclusions, Miss Ellie. A gentleman fancies a more methodical approach. Yes, everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Oops, I was supposed to be taking this down, wasn't I? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. I sought only to earn the trust of the families before confronting Yolto-Noto and Leuenhardt, who have aroused my suspicions from the start. Come, we have a thief to apprehend. Whatever you say, buddy. Not seen your faces around here. You Stalin Art Trading Company, are you? Why, yes, good sir. Very much with them. Some might even say we are the Hildibrand Trading Company. Ha ha ha! Oh ho, pleasure to meet you. Do tell, is the Lapis Fade as lovely as they say? Saying on as there's no slouch herself, but like me, she's getting on in years. No offense intended, my dear. Oh, but where are me manners? Yolto-Noto, the Brugair Consortium. This is my wife, Sainana. Look forward to many profitable dealings with you and yours in the moons and years to come. I dare say this wedding, and the joining together of our family businesses, couldn't be happening at a better time. What with all the manner of fell beasts and beastmen taking aim at our wares. Just the other day, a shipment of imported foodstuffs was waylaid by the Mandragoras. Nasty buggers, a lot of them. If I were 20 years younger, I'd dice them up myself and make a salad out of. Have heard of the Mandragoras, haven't you? But of course! I once spent a year honing body and mind with the Fist of Ralgar. My fellow monks and I would chant several hundred mantra whatsits a day. Your food stores were occasionally raided by a ruthless band of rogue vegetables known as the Mandragoras, yes? Did it kill you to read the Mithril Eye and educate yourself from time to time? Fearsome lot they are. Rumor has it they'll not rest until every fruit or vegetable harvested for consumption has been freed from captivity. Why, they struck the water here just days ago. Our supplies were decimated. Fear not, milady. I was able to arrange for an emergency shipment to replace the stolen produce. It arrived safely some time ago. Settle down, Sainana. Forgive me, wife. She's always saying how meat is bad for a figure. And with that, I'd best go prepare my speech. Carry on, lads. Criminy. None of those three were suspicious in the least. But we must not give up hope, lest he of many faces have the last laugh. Where there is a will, a gentleman shall find a way. Come, Nashu. We must move quickly, or the Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. Speak so fast, Inspector. Sign of a quick mind, I'm sure. Where was I? Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. The Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. I'm not sure that captures the Inspector's intended meaning. But this is no time for us to be standing around. Inspector Brereton will be back any moment now, and he's not the type to suffer excuses. Quite so, Miss Ellie. Unfortunately, I have a plan. Let us investigate the foodstuffs of which Mr. Lewinhart spoke. Should we find any contradictions in his testimony, we can consider the man a prime suspect. Inspector Brereton will be back before long. Come, Nashu. There's no time to delay. I see you, Hildy. Crates of assorted foodstuffs and a veritable host of luscious-looking coconuts. It appears that our man Lewinhart spoke true? Ye gods! Are those explosives I spy concealed amongst these coconuts? Perhaps I spoke in haste. It would appear that we have found our phantom thief after all! Oh, those are mine, Inspector. I was looking for a place to set them down, you see, and those coconuts were looking awfully lonely. Nashu, far be it from me to cast doubt on your choice of hobbies, but what in the name of the 12 would you possess you to bring your creations to an investigation? You were so helpful in jogging your memory that one time, and I just thought, does this mean you won't be needing this piece of driftwood either? Your enthusiasm is always admirable, Nashu, but in this event I fear it's somewhat misdirected. Now set the driftwood down over there and concentrate on taking your notes like the astute assistant you are. say, we are most fortunate the confounding Inspector Brereton is otherwise occupied at the moment. Were he to chance upon this scene, he would veritably explode in rage. Now let us dispose of these things before an errant ember sends us all to a fiery demise. Confounding Inspector Brereton, explode, a fiery demise. Got it! Sure about that? Uh-oh. Don't look now, but someone has returned at the absolute worst possible time. You two were supposed to be keeping an eye on the suspects and staying out of trouble, yes? This will throw a fit if he sees you here. But Miss Ellie, should Inspector Brereton come upon these explosives, the consequences will be even more dire. Arcana and I will see that the Inspector keeps a wide berth of this beach. You should just got out of here. Be quick about it. Quick thinking, Miss Ellie. Come, Nashu. We shall return for our creations once Inspector Brereton has been led safely from the scene. Investigation calls us, and we must heed its cry. Sup, you want to go that way? So Hildibrand has managed thus far to not destroy anything. Considering me something almost resembling impressed. Indeed, but enough about Hildibrand. Archon and I have been waiting to hear your latest theories. We should go somewhere quiet and... Excellent idea. Ah, yes, that spot just over there by the crate should suffice. There, of all places? But surely we could find somewhere more scenic. I'm not here on vacation, I am here to solve a case. Besides, we cannot afford to have a conversation overheard. A junk-littered beach should afford us some welcome privacy. Yes, Inspector. Privacy, indeed. Bloody hells. Don't worry, Akon. I'll figure out some way to lead him clear of the bombs. I have a plan, but you're not going to like it because it involves explosions. To be fair, a lot of my plans involve explosions. Is it just me, or is there a bit of a chill in the air? Perhaps we should go someplace warm? I, for one, welcome a respite from the sweltering heat. Besides, this will not take long. If you insist, Inspector. Through the questioning of a brass plate attacked by our quarry, I have identified the 3 individuals most likely to be our thief in disguise. DeWitt, Morgant, Yoltonoto, and Leeuwenhart. 3 of us shall split up, with each of us keeping watch over. Are the 2 of you listening? I don't think so. Of course we are. Beg pardon, Inspector. Look unwell, Miss Ellie. Perhaps you are right. I too feel a chill wind blowing in. Perhaps we should continue our conversation elsewhere. Ah, but there's no need. Wait here. I shall build us a fire. At some... Haha, methinks the Inspector has taken leave of his senses. The chance of locating suitable kindling on these barren shores is infinitesimal. Here we are. This piece of driftwood should serve perfectly. And as fortune would have it, I just happen to have a flintstone on my person. Who sees where this is going? Nashu, stop being so excited. There is no cause for alarm. 'Tis not blood that courses through the inspector's veins, but ice. I could not fathom a series of events that would lead such a calm and composed individual to lose his firm grip on that fiery torch. Remarkable insight, Inspector. I must record these words for posterity. Whee! It's flying! Have we here? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. This B. Another challenge from the fiend. Sure, Breeden. Sure. Surely you jest, Inspector. Looks nothing like his usual card, see? Doubtless it's just the idle ravings of some madman. Perhaps so, but we must exercise due caution. Ah, there are 2 more pages. Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. It is not the lapis maiden alone that shall come to harm. It's more direct than his previous challenges. But there can be no doubt as to the sender. What is this talk of another victim? The final page holds the answer, no doubt. The final page. Confounding Inspector Breeden will meet a fiery demise. What? Okay. Well, we all know what's about to happen. It's going in his butt, isn't it? Oh, back of his head. Oh, oh. Perfectly balanced. God damn it, Nashu. Huh, I've never seen that before. Nashu, like, it was really important because Hildibrand's not allowed to have, you know, intact clothing. Yeah, that's kind of her thing. Saw through the fiend's ruse. But how? Let's just call it reporter's intuition. Are you hurt? Ringing in my ears, but otherwise no worse for wear. You have my gratitude. At least once a patch, Hildibrand needs to have his clothes destroyed, and he needs to have his head stuck in the ground. Hildibrand Mandervolt, were you able to learn not aught of the fiend who made this ignoble attempt on my life? Yeah, Nashu's fantastic. I love Nashu. I've done the Hildibrand quests. Like, I've done a lot of skipping cutscenes, so I don't know the full story, but I've done Hildibrand all the way up to last, not the current Manderville patch content, but the previous one. She doesn't stop being bomb happy. It's glorious. The Hildibrand quests are currently required to access the Manderville relics, which are the relic weapons in Endwalker. I exhausted every effort, Inspector, yet I fear our quarry proves ever elusive. Excellent. I might have died of shock if you had. At any rate, our foe has revealed himself as no mere thief, but a madman who will resort to cold-blooded murder. We must redouble our vigilance, lest the others come to harm. You are aware that the bombs were Nashu, right? Vigilance, yes. Vigilance is the order of the day. What in the name of the gods? Those teeth, those vegetables cost a fortune. They're ruined. Ruined! Ancient of inquiry, more like ancient of injury and incompetence. You are to replace the supplies you destroyed before the banquet begins, or I will see the entire lot of you rot in jail. But yes, you're entirely right, Banshee. Just the right amount of bomb happy. Also, she's like 90% of the slapstick humor in the Hildibrand quests, and it's great. On. There we go. Sup, Lewinhart. There's a terrible explosion coming from the beach. Is everyone safe? You're not. The fiend's artless attempt on my life has been thwarted. Sadly, your food supply did not escape unscathed. Master Guguramu bids that the damaged ingredients be replaced with all speed. Good gods, this is no thief, this is a madman! As for replacing the ingredients, I fear that will prove a difficult task. These crates contain imported vegetables of considerable rarity, you see. Vegetables are in particularly short supply these days, what with the mandragoras at large. Even if I were to place the order immediately, it would likely take days to arrive. Mandragoras? I've heard of that foul band. Tell me, what manner of vegetables did they steal? Varus was an import from the Far East. I do not recall the name, but it very closely resembled the Eorzean dragon pepper. Save its color, which was a deep purple. Methinks that you dost worry too much, Master Lewinhart. Our course of action is clear. We need only storm into the den of these overgrown weeds and steal your precious purple dragon peppers right back. I would advise against that, Inspector. These are no ordinary mandragores, but a bloodthirsty bands of killers given succulent flesh. Even the brass blades of Gerbera proved unable to resist them. Oh, a formidable foe indeed. We're only there a brave soul in our midst with a want for taking our on fearsome enemies, with not a shred of concern for his own well-being. Who may or may not currently be wearing fluffy cat slippers. Your eyes, friend, they speak to me. They say, yes, I shall vanquish these rogue vegetables and deliver the purloined goods back to their rightful owner. I mean, yeah, but you're truly a godsend, adventurer. One soon to follow the Yellowjack has been charged with defending the roads from the Mandragores. If anyone would have knowledge of their current whereabouts, it would be him. Without those ingredients, Master Guguremu is like to cook me instead. Please, friend, you're my only hope. A gentleman would never let his comrade face danger alone. Let us away to Limsa together. Help me, Archon Shade. You're my only hope. Zealous Yellow Jacket? Wait. Cinderball. Zealous Yellow Jacket is out of the blue. You've come to the Mandragores. I fear you're half a bell too late. As were we, blessed it all. Hear the poor merchant tell it. No sooner did he open his cargo hold to check on a shipment of vegetables than did an onion turn on him, screeching bloody murder. But his own vessel in sheer terror he did. By the time he came to his senses, it had set sail without him. The merchant left for Aleport, hoping to recoup his losses. If you've a mind to go after the culprits... you might lend an ear to his sad tale. Ah, is this the thrill of the chase not invigorating, friend? The ferry docked by fishermen's bottom will carry us to Aleport. Let us be swiftly on our way. Just a little distracted. Nice glam. Why would I take the ferry? Wow, calling a Lolafel tiny trader? That's rude. Don't sneak up on me like that. I thought you were a feral turnip, a murderous eggplant, or something like that. Think I'd jest, do ye? You'd be singing a different tune if a shot of tomato juice almost took out your eye as it did mine. My eye! By the time I'd regained my wits, they'd already set sail with me, shipping me livelihood. Ruined. Ruined! If I ever see another bleeding onion till the end of me days, it'll be too soon. Here, most say it, the Mandragores are a nasty lot. Right pain in the arse to farmers and provisioners the realm over. Let me tell you, friend, that ain't the least of it. Freeing their fellow Froms from our larders and tables is but the beginning. The bulbous blackguards have a far grander scheme. Revolution. Madness, ye say? Take a ferry to the Isles of Umber and see with your own eyes. A veritable vegetable kingdom where eggplants and turnips rule with an iron fist. This muscle-bound fellow with the dim expression. I could swear I've seen his face somewhere before. Bugger me, if it ain't the overlord what fancies himself a gentleman inspector. What would make you... could it be? The adventurer the best of the thieving duelists in single combat? Yep. Bugger me and call me inspector. Tell me, is it true that duelist traveled with a demon bird whose crow could split the heavens? That's neither here nor there. Look, I don't know about you, but I ain't so keen on the notion of calling a bloody tomato your grace. That's exactly the fate we're in for if we don't nip this revolution in the bud. Not literally. As we speak, the Mandragores are planting themselves a whole army of their own kind on the Isles of Umbra. You'd be doing the whole realm a favor if you could go there and uproot them before the harvest comes. Many a case have I solved in my day, but I've not matched wits with sentient plant life before. This should prove quite exhilarating. To the Isles of Umbra! So you're supposed to take the ship, but F that. We can fly. It's also kind of cool look at Pharaoh Sirius from the outside. One Mandragora, but feel a hostile gaze upon you. Supposed to come in here. Another hostile gaze upon you. Once more, Miss Swan. Seeds of rebellion. Hey, Beep. I know, you can't hear me. So gaze upon you. Hildy, you okay there, buddy? Friend, my pursuit of the Mandragores has led me beneath the surface. Yes, they must be down here somewhere. Yeah, you totally didn't just... Mandragores encountered. Sensing weakness in the realm following the calamity, 5 rogue vegetables, well, technically 4 to fruit, have risen up to rid the lands of all meat, including you. Cool off the Mandragores before their verdant insurgents gain steam. This is... Go away, Mantis. I'm not part of this. Is this a Power Rangers reference? I feel like this is a Power Rangers reference. So much dodging. Closing in. Would you stop running away? Okay. Mandragore is slain. New desks are almost as much fun as new computers. Yeah, moves are always a little bit hellish. That's why I try to avoid moving. Even if the rent is too damn high. You can't really hear. I don't know why I'm trying to talk to someone who said their sound is off. Turn. I fear you might end up a tasty snack for a crazed head of cabbage. It's full in footsteps. Saved my hide today. No, but I must see if those purple stolen dragons are intact. Master Guguremu is quite particular about his seasonings. Can I come too? I've never seen a purple dragon pepper before. That wild vegetable chase was a pleasant diversion, but it is time we return to the case. Now, there must be some clue that yet eludes us. Core, the peppers have changed color. What's this? Peppers that possess the same powers of disguise as our many-faced foe? A gentleman must needs investigate. Striking shade of blue, quite far from the purple that Master Lewinhart described. Perhaps we recovered the wrong crate? Look here, Inspector. The crate is clearly marked for Coastal del Sol. How curious. Did I say purple? I meant a purplish... I think he's the bad guy. And a purplish blue. Or purple. Two colors are really quite similar when you think about it. These peppers have a distinctive hue. No man could reasonably mistake it for any shade of purple. Unless, of course, you were wearing a very particular set of eyewear at the time. The charade is up. After the man! As I expected all along! The goggles have proved the key to cracking the case. With speed, Nashu! Dean must be brought to justice. Ruh-roh. You can run, but you cannot... Ha ha ha! If you thought you could outsprint this Manderville man, you were sorely mistaken. For pilfering a priceless blade, threatening a maiden's virtue, and untold crimes against the law-abiding citizens of Eorzea, I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, hereby place you under arrest. And that's the actual Lewinhart. Gun in by a snipper. Fitting end for an ignoble thief. Let us see what lies behind the mask. Where am I? Are you? Ha! Playing the fool will avail you not. I suggest you come willingly. Gentleman is not given to violence, but should you attempt to resist, I disavow responsibility for any shattered skulls and broken bones. Wait, I remember now. I was on my way to meet with Miss Arabella when... Miss Arabella? I must find her at once. My head... Seems that this man wears no mask. This is the true Lewinhart. I swear on my life that it is so. I was en route to the estate in Wineport when one of the brass blades on patrol approached me. We exchanged greetings, and the next instant he turned on me. I fought desperately to defend myself, even managing to drive a kitchen knife into the man's right hand. And though he proved too strong for me. Now that you mention it, the impostor was wearing gloves. There was something suspicious about him. Still time before the banquet begins. Knowing our quarry, he has doubtless already assumed a new identity. And yet, he could not have foreseen this turn of events. It is unlikely that he had time to thoroughly research his new target. Most importantly, we now know that the thief has suffered a wound to his right hand. Simply return to Coastal del Sol and examine the hands of all present. Excellent plan, Inspector. While you do so, we shall accompany Lewinhart back to the estate, that we might ensure Miss Arabella's safety. I thought I killed them. Found you, my little ones. Let me guess, you seized with anger at those that took from you what was yours. Here our goals are in accord. Make for Coastal del Sol and await my orders. When the time is right, revenge will be yours. Game is afoot, inspectors. mask shall I wear to the ball? Head to Wineport! Wait, why am I talking to Alize? Whoops. It's been a while, adventure. As I recall, my brother Alfino took the liberty of introducing us when first and last we met. But for the sake of propriety, Alize Levelio, I thank you for coming. Heard much and more of your exploits. By your hand, the Black Wolf is slain and his ultimate weapon destroyed. You are possessed of great strength and courage. That much is plain. I shall have need of one such as you if I am to see my mission through to its conclusion. As you may be aware, the violence of Dalamut's fall changed not only the face of the realm, but also the base of the realm. Specifically, it plagued havoc with the etheric currents, creating vast confluences of ether below the surface. Among other phenomena, this led to the formation of subterranean caverns at key points of stress. One such cavern lies beneath Castormocydens, and extends to only the gods know where. Despite appearances, Castormocydens is as much a research facility as it is a fortress. Gaius von Belsar chose the site for no other reason than to probe the caverns without interference. As you went about vanquishing the returned primals, I observed a repeating wave pattern in the ether, corresponding exactly to the dates on which you were reported to have felled Ifrit, Titan, and Garuda. Upon closer examination, it became clear that these unique waveforms emanated from deep beneath the aforementioned stronghold. Crucially, I recorded the same pattern during the recent celebrations, and have since been given to understand that this phenomenon bears a disquieting similarity to one observed shortly prior to the calamity. 5 years ago, my grandfather invoked the power of the 12 that he might contain Bahamut. Alas, his efforts failed, and he vanished together with his foe. I would know the truth of what transpired that day, of grandfather's fate, and of the metamorphosis that swept across the land. In casting light upon these mysteries, we will find a way to cure what ails this world. It is my belief that the answers I seek lie hid within the depths of the cavern. I would have you accompany me on an expedition to find them, Archon. Truth be told, I am not wont to rely upon others, and have thus far handled matters alone. Yet I am not blind to my limitations. Unescorted, I cannot hope to succeed in this endeavor. I swore that I would find a way to restore peace in Eorzea. If you desire the self-same, then aid me, as you aided my brother and the Scions. I am in your debt. You are a man of action, and I sense that we will accomplish much together. Let us not waste any more time. As I mentioned, Castormocydens straddles the cavern I wish to explore. If I am to have a hope of reaching it alive, I would need you to infiltrate the stronghold first and locate a path into the depths. Once you have done so, pray report your success to Storm Pirate Japroka. You may consider her my assistant here in Wineport. I have every faith that you will not fail me. 12 speed your way, Archon. So that was the wrong person. That was for Primal Awakening. Which is... Yes, so that will eventually unlock Binding Coils of Bahamut. That was not who I came here to talk to, though. This is who I came here to talk to. Miss Arabella, what are you doing here? You must return to the state at once. Oh, Lewin, always the worrier. Your concern is touching, but I'm a woman grown. Besides, I just wanted to see the flowers. Lovely though these flowers may be, they are unsightly weeds when measured against your beauty. I am Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire. Please, call me Hildy. Pleasure is mine, my lord. Much have I heard of your deeds. Tell me, are these rumors of a many-faced thief true? I fear they are, Miss Arabella, but still your gentle heart. For as Hildibrand is on the case, the fiend shall not lay a twisted finger upon you. This I swear on the Manderville name. God smile on me indeed, since such a strong and handsome gentleman is my companion, and yet you seem pensive, milady. Is something the matter? Tell the truth. This marriage has been arranged against my wishes. I do not love Van. Why, I have not even met him. He sent me this clasp as a betrothal gift. Treasure from my treasure. Wear it always, the message said. I don't care how beautiful it is. It might as well be a golden shackle. Sarabella, you must not say such things. An arranged marriage to a youth you have not even met? Unconscionable. Father says this marriage must happen. That it is for the future of the family trade. Spoken like a true old Don. But if I may be bold, milady, would it be correct in assuming that you and your father are not related by blood? Quite so. My father found me amongst the beggars on Pearl Lane when I was just a babe. Took me in and raised me as his own. He took Lewin in as well, though as a servant rather than son. You may think father a cold and miserly man, but to me, he is the man who gave me worth and hope when I had none. Learn to love Van, if that will make father happy. Cannot be serious, Miss Arabella. You are a beautiful young woman with your whole life ahead of you. Surely you would not have to look far to find a gentleman with whom you would rather spend the rest of your days. I have to spend another hour with you. I'm like to lose my wits. But anyway, we should return to Coastal del Sol and see how the inspector's investigation fares. I, as well, must prepare for the banquet. Farewell, friends. She seems suspicious. Not a moment to lose, friend. The time for our final confrontation with the fiend is nigh. Our foe has doubtless assumed a new identity, but have no fear. Upon our return to Costa del Sol, I shall employ the time-tested Mandeville art of parley to cut through the fiend's flimsy facade. 'Tis an art that I would impart to you as well, friend, though there will be time enough for that once our foe is in shackles and Miss Arabella is safe. Doubt it should prove as invaluable in your adventures as it has in my investigations. Or, failing that, serve to entertain you when you have nothing better to do. But I digress. A gentleman must away to Costa del Sol. The fair maiden's life hangs in the balance. Nashu, Miss Ellie, with me. They're just like, fine. This is so much less annoying when you can fly. I used to hate this being a separated map. Because before, either you'd have to take the teleport or take the ferry. Like, they're the same damn zone. Why do I have to teleport between it? Spectre Breodon? You already said that one once today, Stream Elements. Get some new material. I have seen to the maiden's safety. Miss Arabella will be along soon. How fares your investigation? I've canvassed the grounds, but none of the guests are concealing their hands. Where can this be? The thief must be somewhere. Miss Arabella just left her estate, I hear. Suppose we'll find out soon enough as her beauty is truly a match for our own. There's no time. Without the thief in custody, we cannot risk allowing Miss Arabella to take the stage. But Inspector, Vance and his family will not take kindly to his betrothed's absence. That is nothing of my concern. Besides, doubtless the Inspector here will think of something. Me? What do you propose? The expert at creating diversions. Can't you just knock something over, blow something up, or the like? You know, like you always do. Inspector Brereton, I knew the day would come when you recognized my many talents. Worry not about Master Vance. Yes, for the sake of the maiden, a gentleman would do what must needs be done. Poor sop lacks even the wits to know when he's being insulted. Now to the task at hand. We must find a way to conceal Miss Arabella's true identity. Not far from here are the servants' quarters. There should be a change of clothes lying about. Perfect. Archon, find some suitably ordinary garb and deliver it to Miss Arabella outside the gates. I shall proceed with the investigation. Gib. The Lapis Maiden arrived, yet I simply must look upon her beauty for myself. Servant's guard, you say? I much prefer what you're wearing, but we certainly have enough rags to go around. Here you go. Do with them as you will. I mean, it's on the wrist, not the hand, but... Greetings, friend. Oh, what's this you have for me? Servant's garb? But why? Miss Arabella, with the thief still at large, the risk of letting you be seen is too great. Change into those clothes and promise that you will not leave my sight. The ceremony. Father will be furious, and Lord Van. We're dealing with a man who tried to blast me to the heavens, and almost succeeded. We cannot exercise enough caution. As for the ceremony, I have entrusted the matter to a certain gentleman. You need only concern yourself with your own safety. You should do as the inspector says, Miss Arabella. Life is more important than this marriage and whatever profits your father stands to gain from it. Lewin, if father heard you say such things, I should have said them long ago. By not doing so, I have put your life in danger. But besides, we have not one but two skilled inspectors on the case. It will not be long until the fiend is brought to justice. Very well. I shall retreat to the carriage. Pray wait for me here. My apologies for the delay. What should I do with my banquet dress, Inspector? Archon, bring Miss Arabella's dress to that bumbling inspector. I dare not speculate as to how he intends to see to his task, but I would imagine he requires all the help he can get. Now let us return before the festivities begin. before back into town. You know, you come in here. I don't think I'd ever noticed that shark before. Ah, you return. Me? I was in the act of formulating a master plan to distract Master Vans at the ceremony. Is there aught I might do for you? This is Miss Arabella's dress. I must admit to some confusion as to what to do with it. But worry not, I shall take it into safekeeping. Wear it. With that, I must attend to Master Vans before the ceremony begins. Worry not, friend. I assure you that Inspector Brereton and I have the situation entirely under control. Why not find yourself a seat and enjoy the festivities? Curses. Where am I supposed to find my man with all these people milling about? Friends, family, business associates, 'tis an honor and a pleasure to welcome one and all to Coastal over to today's feast. Co-hosted by the Bruguière Consortium and the East Aldenor Trading Company. We trust that you've been enjoying fine food, fine spirits, and profitable conversation. The Lapis Maiden. If even half the tales of her beauty are true, Vaughn is the luckiest bastards in the realm. Noto Noto. Sinana, honored guests, it is a great pleasure to announce the betrothal of my son, future chair of the Bruguière Consortium, to Arabella, daughter of Master Guguremu of the East Aldenor Trading Company. The couple would exchange their eternal vows here today, and the happiness that is theirs may usher in a new area of prosperity for one and all. There is exactly one person here wearing gloves. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present my son's lovely bride, the Lapis Maiden, whose beauty minstrels will sing of for ages to come. Besides him, he appears to also be wearing gloves. Damn you, Hildibrand Manderville, you had one job. She's beautiful. Rabble expecting otherwise. She's my bride, after all. Except... You know what's coming. Milady, they say your beauty transcends even the boundaries of time. When we are wed, you will want for nothing. Pray give your hand unto me. I don't entirely think that Brianna's plan was to have you wear the dress Hildabella. But okay. My sun and stars! Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes! I am yours and shall be forevermore. What have you done with my bride, you cross-dressing deviant? Not quite what I intended, but I suppose it serves our purposes. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen, for Miss Arabella is safe and sound. I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have but assumed the maiden's appearance to ensnare the vile fiend who would take aim at her life. He even put his hair in pigtails. That's glorious. The fiend who now lies defenseless before me. The game is up, Vans. Or shall I call you by another name? The Thief of Many Faces. B, the thief? Are you mad? It appears that our masterful deductions have proved beyond the grasp of your mind. Very well, allow me to elucidate. While there is not a soul in the realm who has not heard the tales of Miss Arabella's beauty, there are but 2 men here in Castle del Sol who had gazed upon her lovely visage before today. Her father, Guguremu, and her steward, Lewenhart. As you yourself admitted on multiple occasions, Master Vance, you were to have your first glimpse of your bride-to-be today. Considered in this light, would you not say your reaction upon seeing my face was most unnatural? Who else could see through my ingenious disguise? Who could know at a glance that I was not the fair maiden? None save ye, ye of 1,000 faces. I think you skipped a few steps there. And anyone else with half their wits about him. The pigtails that he's rocking this dress, those earrings. Hildibrand is glorious right now. Those earrings are great. Dare you make a mockery of my wedding day? Guards, arrest that pervert at once. Lock him up in jail and throw away the key. Arabella? I thank the gods you're safe. Come with me quickly, there's a dangerous madman about. Glove on his right hand. Could it be? Did a good job playing the fool, didn't he? Did he really just come to take the... The man is a fool, but he would have behooved you to listen to him. Alas, you did not, and what is yours is now mine. Came for that. That's the thief! Stop wasting your time with that infant soul and arrest him! I have so many questions. Came all this way? For me? You love me. You really, really love me. Well, that was surprisingly effective. The attention is most flattering, but I've taken what I came for, and now I must away. My lords, my ladies, till we meet again. And here, the real Vance was bound and gagged in a storage room. Truly, Miss Arabella, I am so sorry. What, my lady? The banquet was more exciting than I could have ever hoped for. Vance and his father were furious, of course, and our marriage has been called off. But perhaps it is for the best. I would find my own way to make father happy, by living my life as I would live it. It is you, Inspector Hildibrand, who taught me this lesson. For the love of the gods, somebody find him a change. No. I want him to wear this at least into next patch. One thing still puzzles me. The thief's challenge said he would steal the Lapis Maiden's virtue. In the end, he only took her neck piece. Now you mention it, Master Guguremu told me about the clasp when it first arrived. Engraved with the mark of the Sun Goddess, it is one of the most treasured pieces from the Bruguière collection, known by many as Zema's virtue. Maiden's virtue indeed. The next challenge comes, we must take extra care to read between the lines. Looking out for a card. There it is. Is it gonna hit this time? Kill the Madrigal. Over here, Inspector. It says, made you look. Mean places for fools. Give that to me at once. Next we meet, I shall come to claim the victor's spoils. Another riddle. If nothing else, it appears the thief has abandoned any foolish notions of my assassination. Still, you must ever be on guard. If he attempted murder once, he may very well do so again. But verily, Inspector, I must agree. One can never be too wary when dealing with a murderer. Hear me, man of 1,000 faces. You sealed your fate when you called me out by name. Mark my words, when next we meet, you will be mine. Yes, it was the Phantom Thief who was to blame for that bomb. Truly, verily, indubitably the Phantom Thief. Most certainly. Ha 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 ha. Next. Parlay minigame is now available. Unlock the Parlay minigame and enter save yourself as many Manderville men as before you by opening the toy chest in any inn room. To the victor goes a priceless treasure. The smile of a champion holds secrets untold. Are 8 legs better than 2? Can a Manderville man triumph over terrors and win the day? Hildibrand return in the Colosseum Consortium. Key to the next case is also the key to the storeroom. Be sure not to lose it. Real key and a figurative one at the same time? Is that even possible? Guess we'll find out next time.